everybody. Welcome back to Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home for a Sunday, and the first Sunday in October. And so, welcome. We're gonna do a straight shave today. Kind of a unique one because the fall temperatures are starting to cool down a little bit. So we're going to use some cooler type of soaps and stuff, and we'll get into that at the end of the video. Hope everybody's doing well as we get closer to the Halloween. We're going to be using Swedish steel today. We've got a Klas Tornblom 4/8 barber notch that's been strop 30 and 60 on my Tony Miller strop. Well, the soap is not one that I've used in a long time, but we'll see if you can guess. It's more of a boozy scent. Those of you that follow on the TSC know that we just completed the 30 days of bourbon, Bourbon Heritage Month, and as such, kind of a way to say goodbye to the Bourbon Heritage Month. And I'll give you a hint. The name of the soap has got the state of most bourbon in it. So that should give it away for your soap aficionados. That should give it away. And at the end of the video, we'll show it to you. Using a brush that is made by one of our TSC members, another guess for you. And it matches the scales of the razor. So that'll be another big hint, we hope. There's been a lot of debate on where the barber's notch came from. It's been called different names and stuff like that. And there's really no definitive answer that says that, yes, that's what it was for. But I can tell you as a barber, not only shaving my own face, but shaving other people's faces, that notch right here is definitely good around the nose area. So that could be it, but there's no definitive answer. So this is my my Tornblom 4/8. Wonderful razor. Very fun to use, a little sports car, but with it being so thin and 4/8, angles are very important. And of course, it being Swedish steel, it has the flexibility of an aircraft carrier. It does not bend at all. And like all Swedish steel, it's not the easiest to hone, but once you get a bevel set and an edge set, the only thing, in my opinion, that is ever required again is touch-ups. I have never rehoned any of my Swedish razors, bar one, my MK33. Everything else is just touch-ups because the steel's so good. Should have another bingo game coming up in the not too distant future. I know that Nurse Dave is probably working on his diabolical plan Next Sunday, we will be having another Zoom call. And for those of you that are TSC members, or would like to be TSC members, we're getting closer and closer to the finals of the TSC, what I'm calling TSC Con 1, which is the Shaving Cadre Convention that we're hoping to have each and every year. It's going to be a small get-together, obviously, the first year. And there's more details on that as far as dates, location, and venue on the TSC website, which is www.theshavingcadre.com. Yesterday there was an interesting conversation. Well, actually, it was a posting on Bill M's shaving journal regarding honing and the tests for honing, whether that be just an arm hair test or what they called a hanging hair test. And it was an interesting conversation. I did put comments on what my feeling is on the hanging hair test. I won't go into those here because it's a very, very touchy subject for some. I will just say that I do not believe in the hanging hair test. As a barber, I know the anatomy of the hair, and based on that, the hanging hair test is more, in my opinion, of a magic test, a magic trick. I think the cherry tomato, or in Bill's case, the styrofoam packing peanut, is actually an excellent way to determine how keen the edge is. Oh hell, I'll just say it. Reason why I don't think that the hanging hair test is as accurate as people think it is because the hair is made up of three things. You got the cuticle, the medulla, and the cortex. Well, the medulla is in the middle. It's a very soft, spongy-like material. The cuticle is the outside scale, and it literally is a scale. It looks like a dragon scale. Well, oh, and also on the barber's notch, this is where it takes its place. So anyway, let me finish this lip here and we'll go into that. The cuticle's job is to protect the medulla and the cortex. That's why it's scaled, so it can move around. And also is part of the elasticity of your hair. Well, if you look at most hanging hair tests, the hair is stretched and then dropped over the blade. Well, if you look closely, most HHT tests do not drop the blade, and this also includes for the arm hair test. Even if you're, because a lot of people say, hey, I can take hairs off at a quarter of an inch, half an inch, whatever. Well, once the hair stretches, the cuticle or the scale-like properties of your hair open up like flaps on an airplane. They open up, leaving the cuticle or the medulla to be exposed. Well, if you're going down, let's say this is the bottom of your hair and this is the side of your hair. When people do a hanging hair test, they stretch it out, which opens it. They drag it down over the blade, which means that the cuticle is open. So all you do is go right into the medulla and ping, there goes the hair. So, like I said, just based on my professional opinion, I don't think the hanging hair test is that valid. Although some people swear by it, and that's, that's fine, because ultimately it doesn't matter what the science is behind it, although it does. It matters how the blade feels on your skin, how the blade shaves your face. And that's all I'm going to say about that. It's your shave. So, have you got a guess on the soap, the razor, and brush yet? Those on the TSC who have seen this razor before and the brush will know immediately. For those of you that are interested in straight shaving and just looking where to start, I do have a series of 6 videos total that takes you from beginning to advanced technique, and I'll put a link up here to those videos. Pretty good shave, a little bit of cleanup, which I expected. And I'll talk about my flat blading technique. Now, I would not do this unless you are pretty comfortable with shaving with a straight razor, because if you do, if you don't, this could be dangerous. So with the flat blading technique, literally I'm coming with the blade at a 90-degree angle, and I'm coming down. And then I do the same thing going up, but I flip the blade out. So I'm actually going less than 90, coming through 90, and then finishing the thing. Now I usually start by some cross buffing. And then I will take the residual soap, just put it on there, and then go ahead and do the flat blade. There we go. The only thing I do recommend is that make sure the blade is moving before you touch down on your skin, because if the blade is keen enough, hence the cherry tomato test or the packing peanut, just touching it will start to cut, and you'll end up with some racing stripes. Very nice DSBBS save. We'll see what the alum says, because as they say, alum don't lie. Very nice. Nuttin'. Okay, and today we will be using Thayers Lavender. Okay, well that's drying down. Let's see how your guesses did. There's no prize or anything other than to say, hey, I guessed it. So for the soap, we used wet shaving products based out of Phoenix, Arizona, their tallow formula, Old Kentucky. Really neat. The whole idea was this, like the Kentucky Derby type thing. So you've got mahogany, you've got bourbon, you've got it's a little bit of oak notes, oak barrels, and then a little bit of mint for the mint julep, I guess. For the brush, did you guess? That's right. If you guessed it correct, it is the Sorrentino Brushworks, our good friend Smatayu, Eric, at the TSC, and this is his Luca Brasi. And once again, the matching scales that he did for me on the Klas Tornblom Swedish razor. I'm sure you can guess the aftershave already. Yes, WSP, Old Kentucky. And then we're going to do something kind of off in left field for the EDT because it is warmer now, or cooler now. And it is Sunday. And those of you who have seen my videos before know that I equate this EDT to a church. You really get the boozy sense and a little bit of vanilla with the aftershave from WSP. It's got a little bit of alcohol content in it, so it's not too bad. Now, obviously, to get the green grass of Kentucky, we are going to use Penhaligon's English Fern Talc. And that's a little hint of what's coming for the EDT, or this, actually, this is an EDP strength, I think. And it just happens to be from the same company. But it has some boozy notes to it, and it also has that, what I call almost a castle granite type feel to it. But it's perfect for Sundays, and it's also perfect for as it gets cooler. And that's Penhaligon's Elixir. Again, as Penhaligon's has been doing a lot lately, they don't make it anymore. They changed lately. They've been changing their EDPs and EDTs way too often, and they're taking some ones that I think are wonderful out. So anyhow, so that's our shave for today, folks. Once again, thank you so much for joining us at Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. Don't forget, come and join us at The Shaving Cadre, www.theshavingcadre.com. And I hope you and yours have a blessed Sunday, and we'll see you next time.